Wilhite. I am a conservative, but more importantly, I do love Jesus Christ. That comes way before. But it is true. You never know what kind of crowd you're talking to, and you might be conservative, but I do love Jesus, and I love the name City Elders. When I first heard about it, I'd never heard about City Elders in your organization. It's a blessing to be here with you all, but I think about the word elder growing up in Church of Christ, and that's okay. You all will be there too, I promise. You'll be along there with us. But my father, just kidding, we're all going to be there together, and that's one thing about these different organizations. We're all starting to work together for the glory of God and to do his purposes. But my dad was an elder in the church for over 20 years, so I know the responsibility of the word elder and having wisdom and responsibility and looking over your church. And I love the idea of city elders and what it's doing in Oklahoma and your counties here, and then branching out to all the states. This is so well needed, and I'm so thankful for you guys and what you're doing. I look forward to partnering. I've already spoken with Jesse, Dr. Dave, and would love to partner Second Vote with you guys and just continue your mission, because when I was reading what you guys are doing, it's really what we are doing as well. Just to understand a little bit about Second Vote and how we kind of got started, who started us. I can't do that without talking about our founders. Our founders are Dr. David Black and Congressman Diane Black. Some of y'all might be aware of Congressman Black. She was the chair of the House Budget Committee under Trump. And so all of our tax reform changes that happened was because of what Diane and her team did when she was on that budget committee. But their life they just didn't end up with the way they are. And Dr. David Black, he's now a forensic toxicologist. They both grew up very, very poor. He had a father who was alcoholic, abusive. He went to work at the age of 12 pumping gas just to bring in money to buy food for his family and his sisters and his brothers. And then Diane also grew up in a very poor area in the projects. Dr. Black thought she was rich because she did live in the projects, so he thought she was actually wealthier. And but anyway, they ended up meeting along the way. Dr. Black ended up going into the Marines out of high school, went to Vietnam, and then came back and used his GI Bill to go to college, and ended up becoming a forensic toxicologist. Diane in high school had a guidance counselor that helped her along the way, and she wanted to go to college but just didn't think she could and could afford it. But someone in her life encouraged her and helped her out, and she went to college and became an ER nurse. So just a little story about them and where they came from. They moved to Nashville, and Dr. Black he worked for Vanderbilt and actually kind of started their drug testing program back in the day. And after that was over, they were like, okay, we're done. And so he ended up starting his own drug testing company. Had that for probably 28 years or so, and now he's retired from that. But they have lived the American dream. They worked hard, saved, pushed, and are able to get to where they are today. But how hard is it now to live the American dream? I believe that people want to squelch that and not give us that opportunity. But they're people of faith. They love Christ as well. They give back to the community, and they also created Second Vote because they saw a need for it. He said time and time again, it's been around since 2012, but he likes to say, I wish Second Vote didn't exist, because if it didn't exist, that means we wouldn't need it. But we are a tool. Dr. Black and Diane could actually just, retire and travel and go off into the sunset, but they really have this mission, and they feel like this is what they need to be doing, and that's why they created Second Vote. So Second Vote, we are not a political organization. It may sound like it, but we like to say your first vote is at the ballot box, and your second vote is with your wallet. How many people here feel like their first vote didn't count, especially in this last election? There's a lot of you out there, right? There's a lot of election integrity, all these audits going on right now and taking place. So a lot of us feel like, why vote? It doesn't even matter. I mean, I'm going to encourage you to always vote no matter what. Here's what I think, and I'll get off on little side steps because I do that. I like to talk to you, so I'm watching my timer. But we got to keep doing things. We got to keep voting. We got to keep pushing, because we all know who wins in the end, right? We win. We are winning. We're going to heaven. Jesus is our Lord and Savior. We are winning. But that doesn't mean we quit and we quit fighting. We got to keep pushing. So we keep pushing on. And so we say your first vote's at the ballot box, but your second vote is with your wallet. You know, the power is in our pocket. We all have money, right? Whether it's a little or a lot, we all have it. And we spend it. We all spend it. And so we can make a difference with the way we spend it, where we spend it. And so we say the power is in our pocket. So our mission is to educate consumers to make informed decisions that align your dollars with your values, empowering them to impact corporate America. Corporate America is stepping all over us right now, right? They're trying to determine the way we think. They're trying to determine how we educate our children. I mean, they're just taking over everything. And it's time that we stop that. And we can do that with the power of our money. We are a 501c3. We are a conservative watchdog group. We really want corporations to be neutral and stay out of the culture wars and quit pushing things to the liberal left. We want them to just stay neutral. We are a conservative watchdog group, and we don't apologize for that. But we are trying to push those to the middle. Just stay out, not the ones that are conservative. We applaud that. We want that. But over here that are on the left and the far left, we want to push them into neutral. And just know that when you buy a cup of coffee, that's what you're getting. You're not sending your money elsewhere to these organizations that are funneling the left. We've been around since 2012, and we provide these tools every day that consumers need. I know you guys have seen it, but the left has been so organized and so well funded for years. And not only that, they've been loud. They've been loud and in corporate America's ear. I believe there's more of us. I believe there's a lot more of us, right? And I'm thankful for that. The thing is, the left has been so loud and obnoxious and in their face, and they believe that that's the majority, and that's not. But we have got to take it back. We can't sit still any longer. I know I grew up with a parent that was a principal, and my mom was the bookkeeper, and we grew up in the days of playing outside and climbing in barn rafters and going to the creek and having family dinner every night. And we played sports and did all the fun stuff, but we also went to church on Sunday morning. We went to church on Sunday night. We went to church on Wednesday night. We went to every gospel meeting. We went to Sunday night sing-ins. And, those are the days that we really need to get back to. Not let corporate America in our schools raise our kids, but parents and family time and those kind of things. I also grew up in the time of you do something wrong, go get that switch off that tree, right? So I respected my parents. I respected my teachers. I respected my elders. And there's so much of all these things that are just the sense of entitlement that are going on with corporate America, with education, children. I was telling someone last night, I'm so thankful that our children are 26, 22, and 20, and they have already kind of gotten past the education system where I'm like, please, Lord, you pray for your children, you pray for them. And they're all three conservative, and they're all, more than that, they love Jesus too. So I'm so thankful that. So back on. So how it all started. Dr. Black and Diane were in a grocery store in 2011. We've all been there shopping where at the cashier's register they ask you if you'd like to donate $1 or $2 to this organization. It's usually a nonprofit. And so Dr. Black said, sure, I'll donate. And he did that. And then they were walking to the parking lot. And Diane said, Dave, why did you do that? And he said, why wouldn't I do that? Why wouldn't I donate some money? And she said, because March of Dimes supports Planned Parenthood. Now, who would have thought that March of Dimes partnered or did any kind of support with Planned Parenthood? They are an organization that actually helps children in their health, right? We all know that. But Dr. Black was just like, he couldn't believe it. He was dumbfounded. He was like, what else do I not know? I'm a forensic toxicologist. I'm educated. So what else do I not know? He actually started looking into it and finding that, corporations were doing this. And back then, in 2011, they were kind of hiding it. They weren't putting it in your face. Today, it's in your face. We want to be on the front page of the news supporting this. They're unapologetic. I don't know about y'all, but I'm sick of it. They don't speak for me, and I'm not going to partner with them and take my business to them. You want to do that? Go ahead, but I'm not following you there. So we want to ask you, where do you spend your retail, your charitable, and invested dollars? Do the companies and organizations you shop at, you give to, and invest match your values? We research the companies, then share the information with you so that you know the best places to spend your money. So this is kind of some of the information that we have on our website. We maintain an online database of over 1,600 companies, of nonprofits, all documented through extensive research. We provide that information directly to the consumers so that you can make those shopping decisions. We research on a lot of the same issues that I noticed that the city elders, that your mission's about protecting life, basic freedoms, which is the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, also border security is one of the hot topics, education and environment. It says on there for school choice and against Common Core. We need to add critical race theory on there too. So we started scoring on that too. So any organizations that's supporting CRT, then that's already been added, just not to my slide. And then environment, we all agree that we want to take care of our earth and what God gave us. But over-regulation, too much government regulation, cap and trade, those kind of things are the things we score on. So those are the 6 issues that we're looking at when we're scoring a corporation, that we're looking where they're giving their money to. We score based on a score of 1 to 5, 3 being neutral, 1 being the far left, and then 5 being conservative and far conservative. And then we want to focus on putting pressure on corporations, not just, yes, we have to, inform consumers, but we want to put pressure on the corporations. But how do you do that? You do that by consumers, right? So we got to do that with the way we spend money. We also let corporations know, whether it's a CEO, the board of directors, their contact. When we score a company, we'll research, we'll go through all the process, and I'm going to show you a little bit about that. We send a letter to the CEO and the organization. We let them know, we put them on watch, that we are watching them and we're letting people know what you're giving your money to. You can't hide it any longer. We're here. We're going to give it out. And so you're on watch. Take notice.
Praise God.
Yep. We give them 5 days. We give them 5 days before we publish it to let them know if there's anything you want to correct or add, or, we want to make sure we're accurate, let us know. But after 5 days, they're out there and we're letting people know. So this is what our score means. We already talked a little bit about that. That's just if you look on our website. And while some of y'all have your phones, I know a lot of times you don't want to get them out because it's rude. Get your phone out right now and go to secondvote.com on the browser. We are not in an app store or the Google Play Store. You won't find us there. It's on secondvote.com, and you can add it to your home screen. There's a little square box with an arrow up, and you will click on that. And it'll say add to home screen, and then you hit add. And I can be outside here. I will be outside here. I'll help you if you can't do it. We also have directions on our website. But this is our score. And again, 3 is being neutral. So shopping at an organization that scores a 3, it's good. Shop that score. That's not bad. 4 and 5, yes, that's awesome. But 3 is just as good. Like I said, we're trying to push corporations to neutral. Types of data and scoring our research. These are just some of the main ones that we do. We look at philanthropic donations. We looked at matched employee donations, monetary and non-monetary partnerships or sponsorships. We look at public stances by executives on behalf of the organization. We look at their memberships with politically active organizations. We look at their organizational policies overall. We look at news articles that might pop up. A lot of them have been since the election, especially. The types of sources, we look at 990s, those official SEC tax filings and records, annual reports and sustainability reports, official publishings on behalf of the organizations. We look at the CEO statements and what he says publicly. And we look at the board of directors and some of the things that they publish. And then we also just do keyword searches. So I often go to conferences, CPAC, Heritage Foundation, FRC, AFA, American Family Association, some of these you may know, and have booths and tables. And so we'll put out examples of what some of the corporations and some of the business score. Everyone has pizza, right? Everyone likes pizza. Most everybody does, so they can relate to that. And so we put this out there and let people know what some of them score and what it might look like. So here, if we would say, try to shop the threes. If there's others that are not in the threes, we try to say shop the highest score. And if you don't like what a company is doing, reach out to the CEO. Let them know that, hey, I love your store, I love your product, but I don't want to continue shopping there if you're going to continue supporting these things on the left. We actually have on our website a place, if you look at a company score, you can go online and type a little message and hit submit, and it will go straight to the CEO. So it's one way that we want to activate folks to get involved, not just with your money, but with your voice. I believe if we can start raising our voice, like I said earlier, there's more of us, then we can make a difference. We are hard workers, we raise our families and those kind of things, but we got to do more. We can't sit still any longer. Things aren't going to continue to be the way they've been. We've got to fight, we've got to push, and it's going to be us. It's not going to be, politicians, we need to get the right people in place, but it's going to be Americans. It's going to be us that are getting these things done, and we can do it together. And here's an example of just one of our score pages for Papa John's. You can see that we score on those 6 issues, and we list the score for each issue. And then you can even go beyond that and see why they scored the way they did. Here's an example of coffee. I know you probably have a lot of these same coffee shops here, and how they score. Not surprising for the Starbucks, right? We all know how they score. But the thing about our research is we might know Target is bad and Starbucks is bad because of this or that you hear. But when you look at our research, usually when they score in the 1s or low 2s, they're bad on every issue. And there's things that you never would have thought that they're supporting. When you have my job, it does kind of ruin some shopping behavior a little bit, but it also makes you proud. It makes you educated and informed. Do we want to be ignorant and just say, yeah, it doesn't really matter? I don't think so. When you realize and understand where the money is going, it will make a difference, I promise you. It will make a difference with where you're spending your money. There's just an example of Starbucks, and as you can see that they're scoring very, very low. Here's an example of our research page on Starbucks. So just taking the life issue itself, when you're on our website, you can actually click on those different links and it will take you to all the information that we find. So we cite everything. We back up all of our information. It's there and you can actually click on it yourself. Here's an example of something that we have on our website. You can see at the top we have featured content. We have several different shopping guides. So if you just need like a quick, I need to know who's good on this list. Then we have like gas, apparel, grocery, airlines, things like that. These are all on the good list, or at least 3 and above. We have also, this is just another example of retail, travel, communications, those kind of things. We put out a Planned Parenthood guide every year, and we show all the corporations that have contributed to Planned Parenthood. Something else that we've done is a United Way guide that shows all the chapters that have given to Planned Parenthood. When we started doing a guide for this, for United Way, we found that there were over 82 chapters giving to Planned Parenthood. Just incredible. But good news is, since we have been putting out the guide and putting them on notice of what we're doing, our last report in 2019, they had 57, I believe. 57. So yeah, so it's gone downhill. In 2019, that was our last published United Way guide. There were 57 out of 1,129 given to United Way. While that's still a lot, and it is, it's gone down from that 80 number. I just heard just this week on Monday that our United Way for 21 is about to come out, the guide, and the numbers dropped in the 40s. So that's really great news. But that was an average of $2.5 million a year. 2.5. Again, like I said, we've put United Way on watch and let them know. And when we did this, we heard from them that, that's only a small number. This is from them, United Way. That's only a small number, less than 3%. How many think 3% is a big number? It is a big number, right? Especially when you're relating it to a Planned Parenthood, the money you're giving there, and what it can do for them. So we did a little something. So I get choked up every time I see that. Is that a small number? 3%? Look what that can do. So we want to impact the narrative through our research. We want to make a difference, but we can't do it without you guys. We're here to educate. We're here to let you know where the money's going so that you can actually make a difference. We can't just sit quietly anymore. We can use our dollars to do so. We need you, just like you guys are putting county folks and city leaders. We are actually looking for county patriots to spread the word, to help us, to volunteer, to give the message about second vote, so that we can encourage other people to shop their values, align the dollars with their values. We're also looking for state directors. We've got about 16 right now, state directors. We've got about overall 20 county patriots. I found a lot of you guys out here because of one of our county patriot. Super excited about that. So we'd love to have you, if you're interested, to help us out. It doesn't take a lot of time or effort. We have a Zoom meeting on Mondays, and we talk about the different things and the different aspects of second vote. We're also starting a small business alliance. We've said over and over and over in our messaging leading up to today that we want people to shop local. If you shop local, the money stays in the community, and typically the business owners, right? The money's, who's leading those little small companies, and they're usually supporting things like your local Little League or your high school choir or things like that. They're not out there attacking with funneling money to the liberal left. So we want to shop local. We want to encourage you to shop local. We're going to create the Small Business Alliance. Our IT company is working right now on our website. You will be able to opt in for location services, and you'll be able to type in a zip code and coffee. And then if you're in our Small Business Alliance, then 4 local coffee shops might pull up in that. But we need your help to know where those local businesses are, and they will be second vote approved. So they won't just be any local business, but they will have to also kind of align with the values that we all do here. We also have a separate side part of our nonprofit called Religious Liberty Coalition. Todd Coconato is the director of that. And that's there to get, especially with all the things that's happened, COVID and churches being shut down, our religious freedoms being attacked, is that we created the Religious Liberty Coalition to kind of engage each other, pastors, churches, to pull together. And if they come under a legal attack, we have consulting for that. And then another aspect that Dr. Black and Diane have created just this past year is the secondvoteadvisors.com or Second Vote Advisors. You can find them at secondvoteadvisors.com or Second Vote Funds. They've created ETFs so that you can invest your values with your dollars. You invest your dollars with your values as well. They're actually on the Chicago Board of Exchange right now. One of the tickers is EGIS, and it's a Second Amendment Border Security Fund, and the other one is LYFE. It's a life fund, so that companies in that fund either are neutral on the issue or they're pro-life. So I encourage you to take a look at some of the things that they're doing there. So how you can be active with Second Vote and what you can do, definitely check out secondvote.com. Check out the company scores, play with it, look at some of that, and find out what they stand for. Shop local. I encourage you to raise your voice. Me personally, I believe that we have got to take action. We've got to do it with boots on the ground, but we've got to do it with our voice. We cannot let them be louder than us. So definitely raise your voice. Tell friends about Second Vote. Volunteer as a state director. You feel free. We always take donations. We're a nonprofit. Become a member of Second Vote, and then download the app from your browser. But with you guys and this group, I especially, what you can do bigger than all these things right here is just pray for us. Pray for our founders. Pray for Dr. Black, Congressman Diane Black. Pray for us at Second Vote. We are small staff, and just pray for our mission, that we can encourage folks to be educated so that they can align their values with their dollars. Thank you all so much for having me. I've really enjoyed your happy faces. I love Oklahoma. Little short story. My first trip ever to Oklahoma was, I was in college, and it was my first basketball tournament. I played for Alabama about 30 years ago, I guess. But we took a road trip on a big bus and came out to Oklahoma and played in a tournament. And my college roommate was from Norman, Oklahoma. So lived with her for 3 years. You guys have been awesome. I've been here 3 days already. And I love Oklahoma. It's been great to me. And thank you all so much, and appreciate you guys. I will be praying for city leaders, and appreciate any prayers for Second Vote. Thank you all so much.